Guys, today we're going to be unboxing a one-button remote start. It's an APSRS1Z Prestige remote start. And these boys will come in handy in the wintertime. Well, the summertime too. Summertime, you can leave your AC running in the car, remote started, especially those with leather seats. You won't have to worry about sticking to the seat. In the summertime, in the wintertime, you already know you can leave that heat running, and get in a warm car. I always did a remote start, on almost all my vehicles, because they do come in, they do serve its purpose. Let's start opening it up, see what's in there. All right, this is the owner's manual, installation manual. Then you got your stickers that you can put, got them in English and then another language. I don't know, what's that, French? I don't know. But you can put those up under the vehicle. So like if you're getting your car serviced or worked on, the mechanic will be aware of the remote start. Most of them have like cutoff switches, because if they up under the car working, they disconnect the battery, then try to disconnect it back up. There's a chance that the vehicle may start. It might not, but I've seen some cases where it may start upon reconnection. So they're just there for basically for their safety and let anybody know that's working up under the hood that it is equipped with a remote start. So that's a good thing. All right, then we're gonna open it back up because I want to show you guys something about the programming in here too. About the because different vehicles come with different start times. Like you can reprogram with the remote start and run for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20. And I've seen some vehicles programmed for longer than that. But I figure a good 20 minutes, especially in the wintertime, would be good enough to get your vehicle warmed up. So that way you can get in and pull off, especially if you got to go to work. Because any of if you live like in the Midwest or any cold climates, you have to get up early in the morning, run outside, start your car, come back in the house, risk locking your keys in the car, risk getting your car stolen, and then sometimes, you don't have time to get up early. You get up late. Now you got to jump and you maybe running late for work. You jump in the car, start the vehicle up. Now you have to wait or pull off driving a cold vehicle, and that's not good for a vehicle. And say for instance, you get up and it's ice on the windshield and you got to let the vehicle run to heat up. You can't see outside the windshield. It just sucks. So these does come in handy. It does come in handy. And you can find these kits for under $100. You just got to find somebody to install it. Fortunately, I installed them myself, so I've been doing them for years, so that's a good thing. But I'm not going to install it today. I'm just showing you guys. I'm doing an unboxing. So, all right, let's see what else we got in here. That is the wire to the antenna head. And let's see the antenna here. Make sure they put that in here. Because I had it before where they didn't put it in here. By accident. Just LED light on the antenna head. That's just a confirmation light, let you know like when you're programming it. They got the button right here. Indication light. Put it up there. You want to put it up there right by the windshield. I usually put it up under the rearview mirror, like in the middle, so it can get good reception. Because it say up to, let's see, up to 1,000 feet range. That's pretty good. Because you're not trying to start it from, most of the time you're gonna be starting from your work or, from your office or, school or whatever case may be. It's not like you driving with somebody trying to start it from another town or something. So 1,000 feet is pretty good. They got some 1,500 feet, but I think 1,000 feet is pretty good. So, All right, let's set this to the side. You know, you got your power harness. You know, you got your hot, ignition, starter. You know, you got your fuse, all that. And that's in the manual on what that's go to. Different vehicles may vary with different vehicles because different vehicles have different color wiring for like the wires that you're gonna need, like the 12 volts, ignition, starter. Some of them have second ignition, some of them have second starters. You know, parking light, brake wire. You know, that stuff you're gonna need for a remote starter. Let's see what else. It's the other harness. You know, this harness got extra wires on it for like, it go to like your, maybe like your bypass wire, factory disarm. You know, it's sending a signal from the box to the vehicle to disarm the vehicle, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, it's a lot of functions for this. It's all in the manual. You know, I just name it a few basic ones. There's extras wires too for bypass and stuff. You know, I mean, working on the basic vehicles, it's pretty much easy. You know, if it's some of these vehicles, like if it's like an older vehicle, you know, you could install them right on there, no problem. But some vehicles, like newer vehicles after 2000, they have like bypasses, transponder keys, and more complex wiring. Some of them have a multiplex wiring, ignition. It's just a lot of different bypasses you can get. So that's why if you go to most remote start shops or car audio shops, it'll tell you, it'll be like, oh, remote start starting at $99 or $119. And that's how they get a lot of people in there. You know, because I used to work at a shop like that too. And then people come in there and they end up spending like $200 something, and they be like, oh, why had the sign say this? You know, I'm like, the sign say remote start started at $99, you know, or $119, because that's for a basic vehicle. I'll say like a 95 or 96 Chevy or something like that don't have no bypass. You can just hook all these wires straight up to the car and the remote start. But some of these vehicles requires bypasses, so it's going to be additional charge, additional time. You know, it's always read the spec. You know, it's different. People saying like starting at 99 and then 99. You have to read. You know, they see that 99 and they pull in. I mean, which is a good marketing thing, but you know, just be aware that you may need bypasses for some vehicle. Okay, now this is the brain box for the vehicle. As you see, see the model number. It's APSRS1Z. No, these are pretty decent units by Prestige. And on my vehicle, I think it's the Highlander. I'm gonna be doing when I get around to doing it. This is the one button remote start. You know, this is all I need. I don't need nothing fancy. You know, I was gonna get the keyless entry one, but I figure, hey, you already got a factory keyless entry on there. You know, just add the remote start button. Just it's no biggie. You know, that way you ain't got to worry about hooking up the door locks. You know, I mean, it's easier to work everything out one remote and convenient, but in this case, this was a lot cheaper. So I ended up getting this, and I got a deal on it. So, you know, that's what we're gonna end up doing. And oh yeah, let me open this. I want to show you guys the program time, the stuff that you can make it do. Now you can program these things for attack, attackless. You know, that's the read the tack, or the voltage as the vehicle remote start. You know, a lot of people go tackless. You know, I mean, running a tack is more accurate, but a lot of times, you know, you can't. You know, you don't want to be splicing to the wires up until, especially if it's old and corroded. You go to splice a thin wire, and it can be bad. You know, although I haven't had a problem with it, but I'm just telling you, especially for all you do-it-yourselfers out there. And it's just a diagram on all the wires, you know, all the wires, what they do, stuff like that, you know. So, yeah, basically, I'm not going to go over all the stuff. It just tell you what the how to operate it. I mean, you can. Let me show you this. Let me show you the menu. Let's see. I actually haven't installed the Prestige in a while. Usually you go with SkyTech. Okay. Still just for the remote start. Okay, these is the programmable features you see. Like you can program it for voltage. Like number 5 said input check, voltage or attack. You know, the crank time. That's just like in the cold weather. Don't you know, like, see, that's the only thing about tacklet. When you program it for where attack it. When you program it for tack, it automatically start like the vehicle. It won't overstart. But when you go tackless, there's a chance that it can overstart or understart. Sometimes it'll spin and it'll cut off. Or but tack, you don't have to. Tack work more like the key. It's like if your car like start, it should take a while for your car like that tack gonna hold that starter until it start like the key. But for this, for tackless, you know, it's for where go. For tackless right here, like when you do the voltage, it do the voltage check. It start out the voltage, you know, and then if it automatically reads the volt, and then if you want to like manually do it, you can like in this code it take extra time. You could change the seconds. Like okay, the starter spin for 8 seconds, 1 second, and tack is a little more tackless is a little more difficult to do to get it the right way. It won't overstart and scratch your starter. But for those newer vehicles, no, it's no problem because you can turn the key without scratching the starter. Like if you got an older vehicle, you know if it's already running, you turn the key again, it's gonna scratch the starter. But with the newer vehicles, you don't have to worry about that with the tackless because once you start it, you turn the key again, it does nothing. So there's no problem with that. All right. And then they got your settings too if you want to do like a hybrid and stuff like that. And this one, this remote start is for automatic starters only, no manual vehicles, stick shifts. Let's see, what's the other programming in? Wow, this is crazy. No, usually I'm not lying. I usually do when I used to do vehicles. I used to like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Man, this one got 20 minutes, 45, 60 minutes. I mean that's not bad. I mean, you might think, who want their vehicle start for 60 minutes? Man, you'll be surprised if it's like cold or you want to run into the store and you want to leave your car remote started. That way when you come back out, because you don't know how long you be in there. Because say like if you remote start your car before you go in the store, you be like, I'm going to leave it running for 10 minutes and you end up being in there for an hour or 45 minutes, then you come back out and it's cold, you can't start it till you come back out. So that definitely comes in handy. I mean, I don't just see myself letting my vehicle run remote start for the 60 minutes. But it's cool. So you don't have to shut your remote starter off. It's 2 ways you can do. You could shut it off manually by pressing a button, or if you don't do nothing, it'll just turn itself off. You know, and if the doors was locked before the vehicle remote started, it'll stay locked. You know, and what else can we go over? Okay, crank time, temp start, not available. Turbo select. What's in the parking lights? You can have them on steady when you remote start, or you can have it flashing, and this is how you can have the button. I usually do mine on 2 remote starts. See like that, this button right here. See like this. See where it says you press it like 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times. This the remote start button. You can program it for like you either press it once it'll start, you can press it twice it'll start, you press it 3 times to start. The reason why I don't go as far as 3, but I set mine to 2 times. And the reason why I do that because 2 times, like you got to press it 1, 2 before the remote start. And a lot of people like this, you only press it 1 time, but 1 time, say like if a kid playing with your keys or you got your keys in your pocket, or you sit on your keys, you know, your vehicle could be running. Say like if you pulled up and your gas light on and you got it programmed for 60 minutes and you accidentally put the sit on that key or bump that key, now your vehicle could be running and you not know about it because you got it on one press. It's most likely not to happen if you put it on 2 or 3, because you got like 1, 2 for the remote start. But if you just press it one time, you just sit on the remote, bump it, kid can grab it, you know, and then that's what that. And then otherwise, that's basically it, man. And then I'll show you guys more on it when I remote start it. I mean, when I install a remote start. So yeah. All right, guys, that's it for this video, and that's the unboxing of the Prestige 1-button remote starter, the APSRS1Z. And my advice, man, if you're looking for a remote starter, this would be a good one. A good one. They last years. I don't really have any problems out of this. I like getting these, you know. So yeah, see you guys on the next video. I'm out. Perfect.